Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And I'm going through the steps in a series of videos to try to upload an app to the Google Play Store. And I've run into all sorts of different problems today. I'm not even going to go into them, I will talk to you about them in class. But I am going to go over, I'm under play.google.com/apps/publish. I'm going to create this. It's going to ask for my language, which is English, of course. I have prepared a bunch of stuff already for this. I've decided to call this Classic Rock, Paper, Scissors Game. I'm using 32 out of the 50 characters that I'm allotted for that. Alright, and now it's going to ask for some more information. So most of this I've already got. It's now going to ask me for a short description. I'm using 78. Let's make it 79. This app lets a user play the classic rock, paper, scissors game and keep score. Alright. And now we want a full description or a larger description, whatever you want to call it right here. No idea how many characters this is. It looks like 351. So I'm not even using 10% of what I'm allotted. So this is an Android app that lets the user play the classic rock, paper, scissors game versus the computer. The computer picks a random number of either 1 for rock, 2 for paper, or a 3 for scissors. The user chooses, or the computer picks that. The user chooses the rock, paper, or scissors image. According to the rules of the game, rock crushes paper. Rock crushes scissors. Scissors cuts paper. And paper covers rock. Anything else is a tie. As it says, I hope you enjoy it. I added a little bit more. I'm up to about 10% now of what I'm allotted. So let's keep going. We need an icon. It's got to be 512 by 512. I've already picked one out and resized it so that it is 512 by 512. And here it is right here. There it is. All right. Then we need at least one screenshot from the game itself. Well, I've got several. I've got the opening screen, the user taking rock, paper, and scissors, and the total screen. So I've got 5. Some of them are very repetitive as far as their look and feel, but it's still fine. There they are. Again, opening screen. User chooses rock, user chooses paper, user chooses scissors, and our score screen. All right. They want a feature image which has to be 1024 by 500. And I grabbed this one and resized it. I don't know how it's going to look, but let's look. I also got the word entertainment there that I really didn't like, but that's okay. We don't need to add a promo graphic, a TV banner, a daydream. The categorization, I guess it's a game. And what kind of game is it? Let's see. Action, adventure, arcade, board, casino, casual, educational, simulation, trivia. I guess I'd call it an educational game. Okay, we'll leave it like that. We have no tags. We will do the content rating later. The details, I'm just going to put in Rankins, https://rankin.edu, my email, and I think that's about it for this screen. You don't have to put in your phone. You can, but I wouldn't recommend it. So I'm going to save the draft, see if it gives me any errors. Your app has been saved. As I move up in here, then you'll notice the store listing is done. All right. So the next thing is the app release. Now this has hung me up because when you do this, it's going to go through and it's going to do a build. And if you've got any errors, even though my apps all run, when you're going to actually create what's called an APK file, if there's anything in there that the system doesn't like, it just stops right there. So let's see what this does. There's different ways you can do this. I'm going to use the production, which means send it right to the PlayStore if it works. You can do a beta where you can open it up for testing from everybody before you make it go live. You can do an alpha where you give it a list of people that you want to look at before it goes live. And there's other ones. There's an internal test track, which I've never used or even looked at. All right, so that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to jump to manage. And it's going to ask me here I want to create a release. So I've got to prepare my stuff. It's going to look in here for a in just a minute for an APK file. Now it's asking me here, do I want to let Google Play basically, as it says, provide the app signing key that Google Play uses? I'm just going to say sure, that's fine. So I'm going to come in here and I've got to browse files, but before I do that, I have to actually build it. This is where I've been getting hung up before. All right, and what I mean by that is this has been taking a lot of time. All right, and if it fails during what you're doing here, you're kind of hosed. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna stop the emulator from going. And to do this, the process isn't hard. You build, and you go to Generate Sign Bundle APK. You can choose either one. I'm choosing APK. Next. All right. It asks me for the path here. I'm going to create a new one, and I've got a folder already called RPS, and I'm going to use that. So it's under Rankin. It's under Desktop. And again, there's a folder called RPS. And I'm just going to call this, I'll call it Rock, Paper, Scissors. All right, it should come up here and say c:\users/desktop/RPS /rockpaperscissors.jks, which stands for Java Key Store. And you can see I've got that. Then I've got to give it a password. And then a confirm. And you can give it an alias, so let's just say RPS. All right. How long do you want this to be active? Basically 25 years. That's the default. All right. My name, the organizational unit. The organization. Let's just copy that. The city. The state. And the postal code. If I have any errors here, it would have shown them to me. For instance, if I had two different, miscopied the password or whatever. So I can remember that, doesn't really matter. I'm going to click next here. You always want to choose release. I've been checking both of these and telling it to finish. Now it's going to come in here and it's going to build. If it turns red, that's terrible news, because that means there was some kind of an error while I was trying to go through the build process here. And I've had that on a couple different ones that I've worked with. says the build was successful and it gave me no errors. Well, that's great. It says I might be using a deprecated feature. Hopefully that won't prove to be any kind of problem. We'll see. All right, so now when I browse the file, I'm going to look in here. Let's see. Okay, it did not give me my APK file here, so I've got to look for it. I think it's this one right here. Oh my God. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what the problem with that is. That's very interesting. So let's look at this. I'm going to go back to all applications. The reason that that's giving me an error is I already have this one that's in draft mode. So let me get rid of that one. Click delete. All right. Now let's see if I can go back to this one. Alrighty. And we were here. I was in my app release. I have no idea if it'll work now or not work now. But I want to, you have a release in production that hasn't been rolled out. I want to edit that. Browse. This was the APK file right here. Fantastic. Okay, it's got it right there. That's good. The name will be 1.0. You should put something in here. This is what's new in this release. This is my interpretation of the classic rock, paper, scissors game. Okay? Alright. It looks like that's it for here, so I'm going to click Save. Again, if there's any problems, it's going to come up and let me know. Alright, my changes have been saved, so I've done my app release. I've done my store listing. Now I'm going to come down and look at content rating. Alright. So, content rating questionnaire, JP Scott at rankin.edu. Confirm it. Okay. Select your category. It's going to be a game. And they're going to ask me some questions about it, okay? Does the game contain references or anything with violence? No. Any pictures likely to be scary or horrifying? No. Anything with sexuality? No. Simulated gambling? No. Does it use offensive language? No. Does it contain any reference to alcohol, drugs, or tobacco? No. Does it have any crude humor? No. Does it natively allow users to interact or exchange content through voice? No. Does the game share users' physical location with others? No. Does it allow the user to purchase goods? No. Does it contain swastikas? No. Does it contain anything that would erode the national identity of the Republic of Korea? No. Does it contain detailed descriptions of techniques in criminal offenses? No. Does it advocate committing acts of terrorism? No. Save the questionnaire. All right. It didn't give me this yet, but I'm hoping that it's going to come after I do these two. So app contents. Let's see. let us know about the content of your app. So make sure it applies with Google policies. Okay, privacy policy. Okay, there's a privacy policy for Rankin. And you got to look for it a little bit, but there it is. And it's just rankin.edu/privacy-policy. So I'm going to put that in. All they want is the URL. Save. All right. Let's see. Pricing and distribution. And again, I'm hoping that these things eventually green out, because if they don't, I'll have a problem. The application is free. Well, I want to check quickly here. I'll go back to content rating. Submit a new content rating questionnaire. Well, I'll resume. How's that? Must have not liked something. Done, 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 done. Well, according to this, I've done everything I was supposed to do. Calculate the rating. Okay. Apply the rating, I guess. Alright, so I've now got that done. Let's view the details. You can always go back and look. General for all ages, everyone. Yeah, that pretty much looks the way that I think I would want it to look. So I can close that. Content, see if I'm missing anything in here. To do, you must let us know whether your app contains ads. So start. Does your app contain ads? No, my app does not contain ads. Save. Provide instructions on how to access restricted parts of your app. All functionality is available without special access. All right. Target age group. I would say that it's really for anybody. But if I had to give it a target age, sure, 16 to 17. How's that? Next. Could your store listing unintentionally appeal to children? No, I don't, I don't think so. I don't know. Target age, your app doesn't appeal to children. If Google disagrees, you won't be able to update the app. If this happens, there's a number of ways you can resolve it. Let's go back, and the not designed for children label may be shown on your app. It's the unintentionally part that I didn't like, so that's why I put it like that. Save. Looks like I've done most everything here. I did that's submitted, that's submitted, that's submitted, that's submitted. This I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, that's fine. It says I've got 4 tasks to complete yet. I've already done most of the stuff. I thought I did it all on here. The application is free. Countries. Don't really want to hide any countries. I just want to make it available for everybody. How's that? So now it's available for all 149 countries. So that's fine with me. I'm saving that. Alright, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. You'll notice now that out of the stuff I've got to do, my app releases is done, my store listing is done, my content rating is done, my app content is done. So the only thing that's left is on here. It says you need to acknowledge that this app meets content guidelines and that it complies with export laws. Okay, I'm more than happy to do that. You give me some help here and let me, and I will be happy to do that. I don't need to set up a merchant account. Your app is in draft state. When you roll out a release, it will become available on Google Play. Like I said, I still have to fix that. It's available under, for now for every country. Here we go. Device categories. I can turn on the Manage Google Play features. Integrate my services. Sure, that should be okay. Probably have to agree to this. Really, I should be reading it. Let's try this. So grab every bit of it here and copy it to the clipboard, throw it into a Word document so I've got it. May not be formatted at all. Well, it doesn't look too bad, really. So let's keep going here. I am confused here. I acknowledge it may be subject to export laws regardless of location or nationality. It meets there, click there, save my draft. Okay, the app has been saved. Let's go back again to the all applications, and you'll notice that mine is in the ready to publish state. Now I did that very quickly. I'll be more than happy to do it and do it a lot slower than that on Monday. In fact, probably what I'll do on Monday is literally build the world's simplest app. Whatever it is, it'll be just something really simple, and I'll write up the explanation and I'll do everything else for it right in front of your very eyes. Okay, so that's it for here. Talk to you soon.